next level.
Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, editor-in-chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today, we have a special show because we are bringing one of our amazing contributing writers and subject matter experts back in to just check in on them and also to get a little bit of knowledge dropped on us as well. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on in. This lady's taking center stage with me this morning on the Own It Publishing platform. Good morning, Donetta.
Good morning, and good evening, afternoon, like you said, wherever you are.
Yes. So excited to have you on this morning. I'm so excited just to catch up with you, see what you've been up to. So for those who have not met you just yet, please, Donetta, let everybody know who you are, where you're from, and just a little bit about what you do.
No problem. Okay, I am Donetta Maureen, and I'm an entrepreneur of 44 years. I'm really proud to say that. And I'm a person who loves to help people as far as their sleep, not just help, but support, encourage, and motivate. I'm also a certified stress management coach and a certified holistic life coach. I'm an author, and also I'm a national editor for the National Black Community newspaper.
Wow. I tell you, you wear a lot of hats and are just doing some amazing work out there. I have definitely been watching you, since you have gone on into the world doing magnificent things. So let's talk a little bit about this sleep science coaching, just a little bit. Can you tell everybody just a little bit about just kind of what you do with that, because that's very interesting, because we all tend to have a little bit of issue with sleep. I know I've gotten a lot better, probably from reading a lot of your stuff. So,
Well, certified sleep science coach, I've taken that the word itself and made it to more of a holistic perspective. Yes, it is scientific, but there's natural things that we can do as far as to improve our sleep, our rest, which in turn will improve our health.
yeah, yeah. So our sleep, I think, is everything, right? I mean, I know it's
Yeah.
about what we put in our body as well, but that sleep is everything. If you don't get the proper sleep, I mean, if I sleep just a couple of hours and then I get up and I try to go through my day, I am a hot mess. I just am.
Mhm.
So, so this time of the year, I know we're moving into, we're in the fall months right now, right? We just finished with Halloween and all that stuff. We're getting into the holidays, getting into the winter months. And a lot of times, we got weather change and stuff like that. And there is an actual, I guess we can say it would be kind of a disorder, right? That people
Yeah.
do go through at this time, and it's called SAD. So,
Yeah.
can you please explain to our audience what SAD is?
Yes. SAD is seasonal affective disorder. And it normally happens specific season, which is fall and the winter time. But most importantly, it happened daylight saving time, which just happened
Mhm.
on the Sunday the third.
Yeah.
And it's normally because of lack of sunlight. We might not realize how sun really help to motivate us, help for our health in general, and it is a form of depression.
Wow. See, in the sun, I love getting in the sun, and you're enough. I think, you also have to at supplementation at that point, right? Because we're not getting that vitamin D that we need that also will help us to feel better, feel more vibrant. So I think I wanted to just kind of touch on that too, that during this time, you definitely want to make sure that you are taking those supplements or even just, upping, some of the different things that have vitamin D in them. There's a lot of vegetables and different things out there that are a little higher in vitamin D. So just do your research and add those things in. And again, if you have to add a supplement in, add a vitamin D supplement in as well. So I noticed that when people get their blood work done, a lot of times they'll tell me, I'm vitamin D deficient.
Yes, yes,
Also,
yes,
I couldn't stay inside all the time. So,
yes, yes, yes. Now, I did want to mention some of the symptoms. It's
yes.
feeling tired more than normal, oversleeping, believe it or not. And then also your energy is low, you could be moody, difficulty concentrating, and then really your activities, things that you used to do, you might not feel like doing. So
Wow.
it's becoming mindful of those things, and sometimes we think, oh, okay, well, I just don't feel like it, but you could be suffering from SAD.
Wow. Yeah, just being more just conscious and aware of your body, right? That's what
Mhm.
it's all about.
Yes,
So
yes.
we're going to cut to a quick commercial break and then we will be back with Donetta. We're going to talk about how to improve SAD and get a little deeper into this. So we'll be right back, everybody. And we are back. Big ups to Upscale Online Biz Solutions and Charles, the owner and founder of Upscale. If you want some website design, you need somebody to come out and film your event and get involved with just helping you up level, definitely reach out to Charles at Upscale Online Biz Solutions. So we are back. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. And we have Donetta Mooring in the house. She is returning to us to talk a little bit about SAD, seasonal. What is that? Seasonal
Affective disorder.
disorder. Seasonal
Yeah.
affective disorder. So Donetta, so how what can people do to improve this if they are having some of the symptoms that you just went over, being sad and depressed, or not wanting to do the things that they normally want to do, or just not feeling good, right? What
But
are some of
yes.
the ways to improve that?
Sure. This okay, this was several things. Light therapy, which mimics the sun. You have to be careful that you don't burn yourself.
Mm-hmm.
This is really the time to have a regular sleep routine. Try to go to bed around the same time. That will help to, if all your body. And then the other thing is spending as much time outdoors. Even though people might not like to because it's cold, but still some sunlight is better than none. And then
Right.
trying to eat a balance. I don't want to use the word diet, but a healthy lifestyle. The
Mm-hmm.
summertime is not the time to try to get fit and eat healthy. It's also during the winter time too. It's really any time, but
Right.
specifically then. And then that can really help to improve the symptoms of SAD, and but also being aware of. I think that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Why am I feeling this way? And then kind of look back now. Every year can vary. You might not have SAD every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had it a couple of years ago. It was really severe. Like, oh my gosh. And then this year, I'm fine. So it can change from year to year.
Wow. Wow. And I love that you said, get outside, and that just even there's a little bit of sun is
Yes,
something.
yes.
Also getting out there to ground, right? When you get out there in the outdoors, you're able to connect with that nature. You're able to get, just that energy, right? You're getting that positive energy from the earth. So I think that's also what kind of helps to just up the energy in the body when you're going through this type of stuff, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, with that, I mean, I being depressed and not being able to get out of bed, things like that. I mean, that's some things that can definitely impact, daily life. So what else? What are some other ways that sad can impact, some of our daily life and how what we're doing?
Feel exhausted and overwhelmed than
Mhm.
normal. You might feel that way when during the summer, but also your mood. It really affects your mood, your energy. Your motivation is just not there. And then it's in well, most importantly, activities that it's hard to just do anything. Things that you used to want to do, like exercise, is a prime example. You might
Sure.
exercise during the summertime, it's no problem, but then here sand hits, and you just don't have the energy to do it.
Right, right. Or you make the excuse that it's too cold outside to go to the gym or whatever, or go out and get that movement in, right? And it could
Right,
actually be that you are dealing with sad when you're having
right.
those excuses for yourself. So again, just being very aware of how you're feeling. Um, and just again, when you feel like you've been sleeping too much. I think another thing that would be really good for this too, because I actually practice this, is PEMF, which is post electromagnetic field therapy. Because what
Mhm,
that does is the more that you do it, it actually sets the circadian clock. So
mhm.
I'll tell you, I'll be up at the crack of dawn, right? But then I'm asleep really, really early. When the sun is going down, I'm going to bed.
Right,
So I'm not the party I used to be back in the day, right? I mean, I'm going to sleep at
right,
like 7:30, 8 o'clock sometimes.
right, right.
But that's
But
because my body does get tired when the sun goes down. So
right,
yeah.
I'm glad you said that because on what I wanted to say is eight hours is different. With 7 to 8 hours depends on the person. It's different for everybody. Well, like you were saying, if you the time you go to bed, give it 7 to 8 hours to
Right.
wake up for during that time, and it's almost like going to bed early is not a bad thing.
Right.
Your body needs to heal. It needs to rejuvenate, and so you need that because it affects your the next day. And if
Yeah.
you constantly keep doing that day in and day out, month after month, or year after year, it can cause this ease,
Right.
stroke,
Mhm.
heart attack. So it's really important to get your sleep because it will either add years to your life or take away.
Right, right. Yeah, because we do our healing in our sleep. I mean, when you get to that REM sleep, which a lot of people don't tend to get in that sleep, they don't even get to that level of sleep because they're only getting, 4 or 5 hours of sleep because they're caught up in the hamster wheel of life, right? But
Right,
we
right.
have to be getting even more. I mean, I try to typically, if I can get myself, that 10 hours, 9, 10 hours, it's just absolutely magnificent, and
Yes.
my body does feel good. When I am sleeping less, my body aches more, my back hurts
Mhm.
more. I do notice that I have more lower back issues when I'm not sleeping, and I tend
Mhm.
to have headaches. That's one of the things that for me, if I'm not getting enough sleep, that's what'll happen. But if I'm on point with my sleep, I feel just wonderful. I've got my energy. Everything is
Yeah.
just, and I notice even when I'm sleeping more, I don't get sick as often
Mhm.
as I do when
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping. So getting
Yeah.
the colds and stuff, because we're moving into the cold and flu season. So
Mhm.
make sure that you're getting that sleep so you can kind of, maybe deter that bug, right? Because
Yeah.
it's nasty when we get those coughs and those flus. So
Right.
most
True. 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 And that's a lot of you said it. I know for me, If I don't get sleep just one night, the next day I feel sick.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting sick or like and I'm my for me it's like I can't think, I can't function. I'm so discombobulated for the whole day. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what I'm doing. And so the next day then I nip it in the bud and I get my sleep. And the thing about it, I'm so much more productive. It's not the amount of hours you work, it's the productivity and the quality of time. So, people think, well, I have all this work to do and I can't, I don't need much sleep. But then, are you really productive or are you just being busy?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or those wheels are just turning, but things aren't really
yeah,
getting done the way that they really
right,
should.
right,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Absolutely. So we're going to cut to another quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some of the, like, who are the people that can most likely experience that. So we'll be right back, everybody. I absolutely love that commercial. Big ups to Michelle Mupo with Mupo Entertainment, Mupo TV. Absolutely amazing, amazing platform. If you want some really interesting shows to watch, you can definitely pop over to Mupo TV. You can download it on your iOS or Android device. So we are back. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. And today we have Miss Donata Morin. We're here talking about SAD, seasonal affective disorder, and what it does to you when our seasons change and when we're just not right. So who are people that are most affected? Because I know it affects everyone, but who's most likely to experience SAD?
People who live like on Washington State, closer,
Mm,
and some of the states that it's cold, like it's severely cold,
okay.
and um, because if it's no sun, even when it's cold out and in the house majority of the time, or it's raining and it's dreary, so the weather will affect you along with it being cold. And
Hmm.
so those are really affected by it because of the lack of sun. And that's the reason why it's important to have even things for indoor. Like for example, Himalaya salt lamp is really good to have. And
Yes.
to purify the air. And it's not real bright, but just the soothing light of it, to have that in the bedroom or have it around the house. So there are things that you can do to at least limit this. What nothing can replace it, of course, but yes, it will. That'll help.
Yeah. Oh, I love Himalayan. Oh my gosh, those Himalayan salt lamps are amazing. I've got quite a few around my house, and I actually even go and visit Himalayan salt caves. So, do your research, people. There are places that you could even go, like the salt caves and things that will help to energize you. Here in California, we actually have a place called Salt Oasis, which is just amazing. It's in Rancho Cucamonga, and I mean, it really makes you feel good, and I guess, during this time, right, when it is rainy out, things like that, if you're able to go to a location like this where it does have that with that positive ions and the light and things like that, you definitely can, I think, help with the symptoms, right, of SAD, right? So now, how long does SAD normally last? Does it last, like, I mean, does it end in the summer? Is it just the winter and the, well, how long does it tend to last?
it varies from person to person. And sometimes it can be right before daylight saving time, just during the fall. It can
Mhm.
happen right after daylight with saving time and lasts the whole winter. Normally, most people don't get sad in the spring or summertime. You would not let they just have a mental illness or where they just depressed regardless of the weather. But normally it's fall and then the winter time.
Okay. I wonder if it has to do with also the holidays as well, because sometimes people get a little sad during the holidays. Maybe they're missing
Yeah,
people and
yeah,
things like that,
yeah.
right?
Yes, yeah. I definitely was gonna say that that can add on to it because as much as the holiday is a joyous time for some people that it's not.
Yeah.
Because with loved ones and the stress of finances and trying to do things and you don't have the money for it. And so that can be, a whole set of depression along with sad. So like
Right.
I'm really mindful of both, are you feeling worse as the holiday get closer? You might have no energy in the beginning, that you might be moody, but when it get closer, is it worse? So it's like kind of that I would suggest to write a journal, to put in a journal, kind of see how you feel with.
Uh-oh. Oh, did you freeze?
No,
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. No, journaling, I think that would be absolutely amazing to because I do a lot of journaling. I mean, I write, us, I think it's authors, because we do a lot of writing anyway. But yeah,
yeah,
it's so important to get those thoughts out. I mean, because when you keep them in, they just kind of fester inside and then they just get worse. And you're either going to get depressed, you're going to feel anxiety. You're going to be getting really agitated with people. I know if I hold it in, I get very agitated with people. I start snapping when I normally wouldn't snap. And
mhm,
but I'm mindful of it. When I do that, it's like, oh, you know what? Sorry, and I have to be able to just bring myself back. So I think also, like you said before, being, very conscious and aware of just, how we're feeling, how we're, showing up, how we're
mhm,
speaking, all that matters. And just I think during the holidays too, trying to at least be around others as well, if you can, don't isolate yourself, because I think when we are sad and depressed and we are tired and things like that, we're moody, we don't want to be around anybody, but
right,
we have
true,
to kind of get ourselves up out of that and make sure that we are putting ourselves around others, so we don't so we don't get even further into that hole.
right, true, true.
So are there any natural remedies that for people, when they do experience that? I'm all about the natural stuff.
Right, yes, yes. Herbal tea, like things to help to build your immune system up.
Yeah.
It's so many that's out there, different types of tea. Chamomile, of course. Peppermint is good as far as to help to settle the stomach. But drinking teas, and then the other thing is being mindful of what you eat and cutting back on the processed food, the junk food, and the sugar. And
Yeah.
so, I know the holidays is normally when people overeat or eat too much or eat the wrong kinds of foods. So, I mean, you could still, the holidays, you have to remember it's just during a time and season, but you have to think about the consequences of what afterwards. And
Mhm.
so, just look at it. This is I don't want it to affect me any more than what it is now. So it's cutting back on some of the things that can cause it more.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and getting up exercise, right? I think exercise
Yeah,
is great for it, because exercise really does help to tap into those feel good hormones, the dopamine and the endorphins and the serotonin and all that stuff. So, I mean, I think for me, during this time, yes, sometimes you do give that excuse and, I don't want to go work out. It's cold out, this, that. No, get up and do it, because you feel so much better after you do it.
yes, yes, you do. And I'm glad you brought that up because for the people who don't want to physically go to a gym, there's so many ways to do it from home.
Yeah.
Even, you can do YouTube, that you get a program that someone does it from home, that you can find an indoor walking track to do, that you can dance. It's just so many things, that you can do wall parties. It's even no more than 10 minutes. Do
Right.
something, start with somewhere and make it a habit. And believe me, and once you do, you feel so much better.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I mean, I love the indoor stuff too. I just started wall Pilates as well a little bit ago, and it is absolutely amazing for the core. I mean, movement is
Yeah.
medicine, people. It really is. I that's kind of my go-to. I mean, sometimes my body might be in a little bit of pain, but then that's usually because I ate something wrong and now I've got a little inflammation. So I gotta,
Mhm.
do what I gotta do to get that out of there. But just being able to, if you can't move a certain way, just researching it. And like you said, Danette, I mean, there are so many different things on YouTube and, stuff like that. I mean, I started little step aerobics, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot out there. So just tap into things that make you feel good. And,
Yeah.
if you have to tap into, a coach to motivate you, reach out
Yeah.
to, those of us that can help you because, we definitely have done the work to try to stay ahead of, these things when they do come at us. So Danetta, I tell you, I'm so just glad to have you back. Glad to be
Thank
able
you.
to catch up with you and be able to just kind of pick your brain a little bit, especially about this sad stuff. Because if you don't know, now you got to get educated on it, right? Because we need to make sure that we can
Right.
take care of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. So, is there any words of wisdom, words of encouragement that you would like to provide our audience today before we close up today?
Yes, I always like to share my 3 C's of sleep, which is make the change, have the courage, and make a commitment.
Yes, yes. Make the change, have the courage, and make the commitment, y'all. It takes the commitment. So I thank you so much, Donetta. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you? They want to work with
Okay.
you, happen any
Okay.
programs.
Okay. So if you can show the QR code, I do have a website, but I prefer a assessment where I can give you feedback, and then if need be, we'll schedule a free discovery call. So I would highly suggest to take a picture of the QR code and then just complete that, and then I will get back to you on once you complete it, and then we can just go from there.
Awesome, awesome. So you guys got that QR code. Take the assessment so you can tap into Miss Donetta here, and she can help you to, get some better sleep. She can also help you with being able to kind of get that stress level down, right? Because right
Right?
now
Because
a lot of stress out there in the world. And even if it's just to learn some of the little practices, and there's really some just small practices that you need to learn, but you need to have somebody to hold you accountable. So this one right here can definitely hold you accountable to make sure that you are tapping into that self-care that you need to get all that stress out and get that better sleep. So Donetta, thank you so much. Everybody, I want to thank you so much for joining us today, and we will definitely see you next time. Take care, everybody.
thank you.
Take it to the next level.